Warning. Major spoilers for the entirety of JoJolion. I'm serious, I'm gonna talk about major plot points. Click away if you're not caught up with JoJolion. I want more. What they must do is unravel the mysteries before them, one by one. The journey to understand the unknown continues. Enemies, allies, oneself. When you're surrounded by mysteries, whom do you trust? Keep an adventurous spirit. In this town where mysteries are born, truth captured by the camera. He has found a clue in the search for his origin, but it looks like they still aren't actually friends. Everything starts with an awakening. Facts and truth frequently differ. Is it a mistake? The first step to the core is curiosity. In order to reach the land of our future, we first must draw a map. Only one is the genuine article. What is happening underground? Is the child the one that holds the key? Without being able to recognize each other's faces, will these two be able to meet? Someone's gaze. What is the reason for this bloodlust? What will Tsurugi's choice be? What is Tsurugi's goal? Of course, the fate of the Yashikata family affected him as well. An unexpected connection. Change the world. To exist is purely evil. What will approach next? Is there no escape? The enemy is an unknown life form? You don't want that to get inside you. Yasuho holds the key? In order to gain, people compete. Josuke's situation. What does Jobin know? Against a masterful opponent like Jobin, what are Josuke's chances of winning? The choice is yours. That fruit rocks the world. He is up above. There was no hesitation. The more you stare, the farther away he gets. Is there nothing they can do? Keep fighting. Deepening suspicion. Just who is Josuke? Push through. The attacks are coming. The lecture has begun. Those feelings reaffirmed. His feelings for his mother pushing at his back. They seek only one thing. Is there nowhere to run? Does hope reside at that destination? A cold-hearted decision. The form of the fruit that reveals misfortune. We did it, dear JoJolion friends. The release of chapter 95 is just around the corner. We survived the hiatus. After 2 months, we're finally getting an update on the story unfolding in Morio. Before we start, I just found out the new arc is called The Endless Disaster, which could be a hint to Josuke getting bites to dust. 2 months are a shitload of time to theorize about future events and paths the story could take. Now, JoJolion is a story about breaking a curse. And to break a curse, you need a plan. A plan so absurd only a man and his terminally ill mother could come up with. A man by the name of joestar-kira. However, by the time the story in Morio starts, joestar-kira is already dead. Friends, it's time to put on your tinfoil hats, and without further ado, let's open the files on the Kira scheme. A few days ago, I was going through the latest chapter, not expecting the birth of any new crack theories, until I zoomed in on these panels. Is Yasuho's elbow turning to sand? Is she breaking apart? You know, like rock wood? Could she have been infected by the rock pet hair clip? Is she a rock human without knowing it? I talked about that theory with a few friends, published a tweet longer, and then put it aside to see what happens. And I was actually going to wait for Araki to tell us what actually happens, until my friend Cassia posted this image. It all fell into place. Now, I'm going to go back in time a little. One thing that both Giuseppe and Yasuho have in common, they were both saved by holy joestar-kira and joestar-kira when they were younger. Young Giuseppe was spending a day at the beach with his mother when he hit his head on a rock and almost drowned in the ocean. Despite being worried about him, his mother didn't go to save him. He almost died. He was only saved by Holly and joestar-kira. Yasuo Hirose was 13 years old when an illusion caused by a rock animal disguised as a hair clip drove her into a suicide attempt. In said illusion, her father told her he wants to cut ties with her. Her mother found her in the bathtub with her wrist cut open. She called an ambulance, and again, Holly was the one to save her. They both feel like they owe Holly their lives. In 2009, joestar-kira found a rock human on a ship he was on. He soon found out about an organization of said rock humans hidden from the normal people in Morio, selling a mysterious fruit for an insane amount of money. So, why did joestar-kira approach Giuseppe? Josefumi soon figured out that it wasn't the money Yoshikage was after. He wanted to use the Rokakaka to cure Holly. Over the course of JoJolion, Josuke has been told that getting involved with the rock humans is dangerous. He even got called a Death Toucher by Yotsuyo Yagiyama. And Holly, upon seeing Paisley Park, said the following. "Such a pretty girl. She is already using it subconsciously, it looks like. But if she realizes how to use it, if she realizes that she will give strength to my son, surely this is also fate." Karera Sakunami has a crush on Josefumi Kujo. When she sees Josuke again, she feels like this is actually Josefumi, and asks him whether he is in hiding, and that they have a secret. After the events of August 19th, she has to go into hiding because she is being pursued by members of the Rokaka smuggling organization. "It was Kira's knowledge that hid me from the world, right? I promise I won't tell anyone, Kujo Josefumi-kun." She shows Josuke a picture of herself, Yoshikage Kira, and Kujo Josefumi all hanging out together. She's saying, "This is me. I can trust this woman." Does she think I will because Kira's in the photo too? That's Yoshikage Kira next to him. And did she say I'm hiding from someone? The last clue I needed for this was something Yoshikage Kira said on the verge of death during the Vitamin C and Killer Queen arc. "You guys can't even figure out where the Rokakaka branches are. You don't know shit. And you sure as hell can't predict my plan." Holly, joestar-kira, and Yoshikage Kira were up to something. We don't know what, but somehow Yoshikage Kira had to go into hiding. There's no better way of hiding than just to completely disappear, or to die. To simply be removed from existence. This all may sound like a reach, and it probably is, but it's a mind game that I would like to continue. Yoshikage Kira wanted to steal every single one of the Rokakakas the rock humans possessed, to save his mother, and he needed allies for that, allies who also shared the same goal. Allies like Josefumi, who are willing to give their lives for the sake of Holly's and his own, which is exactly what happened. Yoshikage Kira and Josefumi Kujo made a plan. They were going to steal a Rokakaka without actually stealing it. Namely, they were going to graft a new branch. That branch was almost ready to harvest on August 19th when they went on a sailing trip. On that sailing trip, they were ambushed by Damo Tamaki and Yotsuyo Yagiyama, the original owners of the Rokakaka. They had found out who had stolen their precious fruit, and now wanted to kill one of them. The other one should be spared and forgiven. "I swear I'll kill both of you. I'm gonna track you down. I'll eliminate that Enjiyama Aisho and any others there might be. You want us to tell you where the graft is? You can forget that. We're gonna get every last one of your fruits." And then Yoshikage Kira blew up the ship. He was wounded, to say the least, both by Damo's vitamin C and by the explosion. Josefumi then carried him over to where the graft was and fed him one of the Rokakaka. The Rokakaka healed Yoshikage Kira's wounds, but it didn't really revive him. He was barely hanging on. "Back on the yacht, you said you roped me into this, but that is not true. That's not what happened. From the bottom of my heart, I wanted to serve some purpose for Holly-san. I've been imagining it forever now. I'm certain that is my image of happiness. If I can be even a little help to Holly-san, that is my precious image of happiness. I thought that with this fruit, I'd definitely be able to make it a reality. For Holly-san, it was really important. I died a long time ago, drowning in the ocean on that summer day. Maybe I hit my head on a reef. I don't know, but I drowned. I didn't survive. From that day I went to the beach. I didn't exist anywhere at all. So the one to live shouldn't be me. It should be Oli-san's child. It should be you. I'll offer it, using the equivalent exchange. I'll gladly exchange my body. That's how it should be. That's the way of the image of happiness. And I got to live this long. The Rokakaka branch is still okay. So for Holly-san's sake, you need to grow a new one. Then Josefumi Kujo used the Rokakaka to fuse his own body with Yoshikage Kira's. he sacrificed himself to save Holy Sun. But was this all part of joestar-kira's plan? I personally believe that there is something going on. I don't think joestar-kira was bluffing when he said that he has a plan. All I want to know is whether joestar-kira's plan involved him dying and then hopefully maybe someday reawakening. I also want to know if and why Yasuho and Josephine both died like rock humans. And I want to know whether we're going to see joestar-kira again. You know, alive. For now, that's going to be it, because there's too much to talk about, and too much that doesn't add up, and too much that is suspicious. This was the Kira scheme. And if we get any updates, I will of course extend on this theory. Thank you so much for listening. I'm sorry if this was a bit confusing. Everything in this is so much and so deeply connected. It's extremely hard to put everything together without it sounding confusing. It is extremely confusing even for me. And I do not believe that joestar-kira is necessarily a villain. Because in JoJolion, having a villain, I don't know, it doesn't seem exactly right. We can have a main antagonist, but every character, such as Jobin, and Norisuke, and Yasuho, and Josuke, and the ones who are already dead, all have their motives for going after the Rokakaka. All of them are justified in some way, and it is honestly extremely interesting to see who people are rooting for, and who people are against. With the latest events in JoJolion chapter 94, many people are against Jobin. And they seem to forget that Jobin is only trying to save his son, who is suffering from the same awful, cruel disease that Holly is suffering from. I don't want to go any further with this theory for now. Just know that there is more going on. There is something going on, and Araki has been telling us from the very beginning. Thank you so much for watching, for listening. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And have fun with reading chapter 95 of JoJolion. I'm terrified and hyped.